In today's hyperconnected world, smartphones have quietly become one of the most addictive tools in human history, surpassing even hard drugs like cocaine. That may sound like an exaggeration, but research shows the average person checks their phone 96 times a day, about once every 10 minutes while awake. In comparison, a cocaine addict typically uses the drug only 2 to 3 times a day. Yet phone addiction is socially accepted, even encouraged. The terrifying part? Most people don't realize how much time they lose. One user confessed to spending 11 hours on their phone in a single day, more than most people sleep. The scariest part wasn't just the number, but the complete lack of awareness. Where did all that time go? The answer lies in what's called the attention economy, a $700 billion industry built on capturing and keeping your focus. Companies like Facebook, TikTok, and Google aren't just social media platforms. They're engineered attention harvesting machines. And in this system, you're not the customer, you're the product. Design choices like infinite scrolling, red notification dots, and pull to refresh features are not accidental. They mimic casino slot machines, designed to trigger dopamine releases in your brain. To achieve this, tech companies hire the same neuroscientists who once worked with gambling addicts. Their goal? To override your self-control. As former Google design ethicist Tristan Harris said, the problem isn't that people lack willpower, it's that there are 1,000 people on the other side of the screen whose job it is to break whatever responsibility you have. Despite being aware of this manipulation, many people feel helpless. The narrator of this story tried all the common solutions: app blockers, deleting social media, even digital detoxes. These efforts offered temporary relief, but ultimately led to relapses, often worse than before. The realization came slowly: the apps weren't the true addiction. The real craving was for mental stimulation, for entertainment, for distraction. People have become addicted to escaping their own thoughts. This constant stimulation hijacks the brain's reward system. Every like, comment, or funny video provides a hit of dopamine, the same feel-good chemical released during sex, eating, and yes, cocaine use. But unlike natural rewards, social media operates on what researchers call variable ratio reinforcement. This is the same mechanism used in gambling, where the brain never knows when the next reward is coming, so it keeps chasing. Over time, this creates tolerance, requiring more frequent and intense stimulation to achieve the same satisfaction. The results? Anxiety, depression, reduced attention spans, and even phantom phone vibrations. Dr. Anna Lemke from Stanford calls it digital heroin, but there is hope. A Stanford study split participants into 2 groups. One group tried to cut screen time using traditional techniques, willpower, app limits, and digital detoxes. The other group didn't focus on reducing screen time at all. Instead, they replaced consumption with creation, writing, coding, making music, or crafting art. The results were dramatic. The first group reduced screen time by an average of 12%. The second group? A staggering 73%, without even trying to reduce it. The reason is simple: the brain craves dopamine, novelty, and challenge. While social media provides this in artificial, short bursts, creation offers it in a more meaningful, sustainable way. When you consume content, you passively receive dopamine. When you create, you actively earn it. And earned dopamine feels better. Think about the difference between watching Netflix for 8 hours versus spending 3 hours building something meaningful. One leaves you feeling drained. The other leaves you feeling fulfilled. More importantly, creating shifts your identity. You move from being a passive consumer to an active contributor, from audience to artist, from follower to leader. But this shift is uncomfortable. Most people prefer watching someone cook over cooking themselves. They'd rather read about productivity than be productive. It's easier. But it's also empty. The key lies in changing your identity, not just your habits. The author suggests a 90-day experiment. Every time you feel the urge to scroll, do something creative instead. Write a paragraph, sketch an idea, record a voice memo, build something small. Track your consumption and creation time each day. Here's what they predict will happen. Within 30 days, you'll consume less content without trying. Within 60 days, you'll prefer creating over consuming. Within 90 days, you'll hardly remember your old behavior. But it only works if you internalize a new identity. You're not just someone trying to use their phone less. You're someone who creates more than they consume. Because in a world of endless content and passive scrolling, the creators, the people who build, share, and engage, are the ones with the influence, fulfillment, and freedom that others spend hours trying to find on their screens. The data proves this approach works. The only question left is, will you try it, or will you just keep scrolling?